I cannot believe I failed on making bread bowls today. I decided my rustic French bread would be cute little vessels for some broccoli cheese soup for Shane and I. I never looked up a recipe or anything, I just kind of went with my gut. I started out by heating up some water on the stove, and I kept my thermometer close. Once the water was warm enough, I added a packet of yeast and a pinch of sugar to a bowl, and then I added the water and mixed it. I let the yeast rise and watch it get all bubbly. Next, I added a little bit of salt to some flour, and I slowly added the flour to the yeast and water mixture, and I combined it until it became more of a solid. I think that this is where I made my first mistake, though, because the dough was very wet and very sticky. I probably should have added way more flour. I covered the dough with plastic wrap and let it sit for 2 hours. Once the 2 hours were up, I dusted the counter with some flour so the dough wouldn't stick, and I kneaded, I want to say probably for 3 minutes or so. And then I added the dough back to an oiled bowl, make sure to wipe out all of the excess oil, and I let it rest for another hour. I preheated my oven to 425 degrees, and I added my Dutch oven to get preheated. Once the dough had finished sitting, I pulled out the Dutch oven and put my little dough balls in the middle and started baking for 30 minutes with the lid on, and after that, I removed the lid and baked for another 10. In the end, the bread bowls turned out into adorable little rolls with soft sides instead of a full crust. They weren't perfect, but we loved them. Sometimes the best recipes come from experimenting and laughing and making mistakes. Definitely going to try this again.